Yeah.
Hi, we're Group Fresh Prince, and we'll be discussing interviews. I am Peter Rush, that is John Zero, Sam Lopes, Kevin Pearson, and Ricky Nicastro. Before you graduate from college and look to start your career off or decide to take the next step and seek work with a new company, you will inevitably need to try your hands in the job interview process. But this should not be seen as something scary and foreign, but be seen as something to make you better and better yourself in the long run. You should always strive to better yourself. Although there are many reasons why you should put yourself out there and attempt a job interview, there are two very prominent purposes of a job interview. The first one being that it gives the employer hiring you very valued insight pertaining to your personality and skills related to the job you're interviewing for. And second being that it also gives you the opportunity to determine whether your credentials and career goals end up equaling up to the company which you're potentially hiring with. Even if you don't get the job and decide to decline the offer, this is a great chance to look in the mirror and assess your strengths and weaknesses going forward. Job interviews can end up being pretty quick and last around as little as a half hour or so, or can end up being quite long if you end up meeting with two or more individuals from the company. When both sides of the interview listen and speak accurately, both sides can gain a lot from this job interview. During this time, I would advise that you try to gather as much information as you can about the person or people interviewing you. The main purpose of a job interview is to determine if both parties involved will profit from this hire. You want to convince the employer that you're the best applicant for this job in comparison to all the others. The employer is trying to examine you to see if you meet the criteria they're looking for exactly to meet this job expectations accordingly. Try and find out the job duties, what is expected, who the important clients are, and what the company culture is like. Relate your questions you have to the occupation you're interviewing for, and keep in mind that the interview goes both ways. In order to do this, you must always sell yourself and make and market yourself and what you have to offer every chance you get. Your objective in this interview should be that you have to show this interviewer that you have a competitive advantage in one way or another that sets you apart from the other applicants. The whole reason you were given this chance to come in and interview wasn't just a chit-chat. The reason was for you to get the job. Plain and simple. These interviewers want to know exactly why hiring you will benefit their company in some way. They're trying to get a sense of who you are as a person, not only as a worker. Be sure to sell your achievements and accomplishments at your previous jobs and be specific, especially with numbers. If you say that you previously raised productivity in your department by 8%, that sounds much better than just saying you performed very efficiently in the last part of your job you had. Again, the number one reason you are in this meeting is to convince the other party that you are the best fit for the job in comparison to all the others. During the interview, figure out the company culture. There are a great number of benefits to meeting at the job site, whether it's in a corporate office setting or downtown at a construction site. Getting a sense of the employee personalities and how people are interacting with each other in the workplace is crucial to understanding the company's culture. Just by having the interview near the employees, you'll see how people exactly dress to work, what the attitude the job site gives off, and if the company morale seems to be high. Assess the match between you, the company culture, and the position you're hiring for. Try to relate the company culture and position you're going for back to you and your values to better reflect whether this goes hand in hand and matches up with what you're looking forward in the future for a long-term career that you can stay with for a while. Based on what you're experiencing and noticing, is this a place that you could feel comfortable, be productive with your work, and feel engaged? Be accurate with your job duties, travel time, and benefits, and the salary. Find out just about everything you need in order to make an educated decision about looking to go into. During the job interview, communicate, be completely open about your career goals with yourself and with the company. If you have left the last company you were with because something was missing, off, or you needed more, then be sure to discuss this and your concerns openly in the interview. in order to avoid the same issues you had the last company. While in the meeting, go ahead and lay out exactly what you want, where you want to be headed, and find out if the company coincides with your personal goals and values. This tells the interviewer you are highly motivated and career driven, which are obviously two great traits that companies will look for when hiring new applicants. High turnover rates can really hurt a company, and in fact, the company attitude may be more negative with a lot of people leaving, so high turnover rates is something that affects every company morale. Companies seek people looking for more stable futures in the long run to run more efficiently. During the job interview, a big part of it is trying to find something to take away from it all to make improvements to yourself. This will entail demonstrating your communication skills. The job interview is a perfect place to illustrate your good manners and your ability to clearly express your ideas and thoughts to the interviewer asking your questions. A giant thing that gets looked over in a job interview is the fact that the person who's being interviewed for the certain jobs needs to feel comfortable going into this company. For the next few years or even your whole career, you'll be with this company, and it is not just about the interviewer wanting you as a potential employee. It's also about determining whether this company seems to be a good fit for you and your goals, and moving forward in your career. When each party determines it's both in their best interest to move forward with the hiring, then you can accept and build on that as you move into your career. Now I'm going to hand it over to John T.
Hello everyone, my name is John Zerold, and today I'll be talking to you about interview preparation. Now, interview preparation is very important. Not only does it increase your chances of a great interview, but it also increases your chances of getting hired. To begin with, you should start by researching the company that you're interviewing with, specifically organization background information, their mission statement, their products and services, and even their consumers. This will give you an advantage over other candidates because you and the interviewers will have more to talk about. You'll also want to research the people you're interviewing with. This will give you more to talk about, like their careers. You can try and make connections with them and spark a meaningful conversation, and this will also set you apart from other candidates. In addition to, you'll also want to research skills and qualifications required for the position. And then by researching this, and once you find that, you want to try and link those skills with previous work experience that you've had. This will provide you real-life examples to give the interviewers, and you'll be able to prove yourself capable of the job. You also want to look up interview questions, and these are like common questions like strengths. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And tell me about yourself. Having these answers already thought about, you'll be prepared for the interview, and there'll be less anxiety and hesitation. Being unprepared can give you anxiety, nervousness, and leave you with an unappealing interview. The more you research about the company, employers, qualifications, and interview questions, and the more you'll be prepared and the more confident you will be. You have to remember that practice makes perfect. You can start by asking your roommates, friends, or family to conduct a mock interview, and this can significantly improve your interview skills, giving you a better idea of what to expect. Plus, you'll be more comfortable and more confident in the interview atmosphere. If you're unable to set up a mock interview, then don't worry. Rehearsing questions and answers by yourself is better than doing it at the interview. The more you rehearse your interview questions, the more confident you will be, and the less likely you'll be to hesitate and freeze up, which can leave a bad impression to the interviewers. It only helps to keep your materials organized in a folder or briefcase. There's a chance that some of the interviewers haven't seen your resume, so you're going to want to bring extra resumes with you, and along with the reference sheet. Make sure you clean your bag, because if you have to dig 5 minutes for your resume, then it could look like you're unorganized. And then you want to bring a list of references with you. These are a bunch of people who can vouch for you and a great job you have done in previous work experiences. Now you want to make sure that these people have great things to say about you. You don't want to provide a reference that has fired you in the past, because then they won't have anything good to say about you. And then you want to make sure you're prepared to fill an application form, just in case they want to hire you right after the interview. If they do, it'd be embarrassing if you don't have all your information known, and you just want to be able to fill it out. So bringing this information, if you don't know at the top of your head, would be beneficial. To help lower your anxiety before the interview, you should pick out your outfit a week beforehand. This prevents the worry of figuring out what to wear the day of, and this can also give you more time to practice what you need to know. More importantly, you need to get a full night's rest. Don't let sleep deprivation be the reason you aren't hired, and go to bed early and wake up early. Looking tired and sleep deprived could leave a bad impression because it looks like you simply don't want to be there, and you'll be more refreshed for the interview if you get a full night's rest. You also want to eat a good breakfast. Skipping breakfast can leave you feeling unenergized. It's the most important meal of the day, and you don't want your stomach growling in the interview. Plus, you can be drowsy without eating breakfast, so you're not energized. And then you want to show up early. If you're not early, if you're not 10 minutes early, then you're 10 minutes late. Being early shows that you care about the interview, and it shows employers that you want to be there and you're ready. You'll even have time to prep yourself accordingly if you show up early enough. And then you also want to prepare your physical appearance. You want to look professional and pamper yourself and groom yourself. If you're a girl, you're going to want to wear makeup, and if you're a guy, get a haircut and shave your beard. This will give you a professional look, and you'll ultimately be more confident in yourself. You also want to practice good hygiene beforehand. If you were to go to an interview without showering or wearing deodorant, then the interviewer isn't going to want to hire someone who smells bad. So prepare yourself accordingly. You want to give the best impression you possibly can, so having good hygiene at the interview will help you do that. You also want to study your resume, past experiences, and possible interview questions. The more you look over your material, the more prepared you'll be for the interview. And reviewing your materials will also boost your confidence, and you'll be more ready when the interview happens. And then you also want to make a list of questions that you want to ask the company and the interviewers, whether it be about the workplace atmosphere or how the employees enjoy their career. Having something to ask shows you want to know about the company and that you're interested in the company itself, instead of just walking out of the room without any questions. Thank you. Now I'm going to pass this to Sam.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what you should wear and how you should act during an interview. And a lot of people kind of brush this off, but this can actually make or break your interview experience when you go in. So people actually make a decision about you within the first 6 seconds that they meet you. So your first impression is really going to go a long way in determining what your interviewer thinks about you. Your ultimate goal is to make the hiring manager see you in the position, and you also want the hiring manager to visualize as a part of the team. So there are some categories of dress, depending on what kind of interview you have. So there's conservative, business casual, casual, and creative dress. I'm just going to explain them a little bit. So conservative dress applies to corporations, financial institutions, accounting firms, and law offices. And business casual dress applies to sales, government agencies, education, retail, small companies, information technology, engineering, and real estate. Casual applies to construction, repair, landscaping, plumbing, or any other job where you might get a little dirty. And lastly, creative and fashionable attire applies to the fashion industry, entertainment, graphic design, video game design, and music. So out of the 4, business casual attire is usually always acceptable. So if you're unsure about what to wear, to play it safe, just dress in kind of what I'm wearing right now. So each company has a culture, and that also includes how they dress. So it's a good idea to get a feel for your industry standard for your role, and you can either Google it or on Indeed.com they have a discussion forum you can ask, and people from that company can respond and